across the nation, states are requiring more training to keep students, teachers, and staff safe at school. In a new investigation by ProPublica, the Texas Tribune, and FRONTLINE, we're getting a detailed analysis of one of the most criticized mass shootings responses in recent history. Now, reporters obtained a trove of interviews and body camera footage from the response to the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde. That written investigation, along with a new documentary titled Inside the Uvalde Response, is out today. Lexi Churchill is a research reporter for the ProPublica Texas Tribune Investigative Initiative, and as you can see, she joins us in the studio this afternoon. First of all, thank you so much for being here with us to discuss really the key findings of this.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So you gain access to so many materials, to at least accounts of almost 150 responding officers, as well as some body camera footage, 911 calls. What was the new discovery there that you uncovered as you looked at this?
Yeah, absolutely. It also included interviews with teachers and children that were, of course, there that day. So what we did when reviewing the trove of documents that you just described is we analyzed it from the point of view of looking at both sides of the door. Mm-hmm. On one side, the children were waiting for police, following the training that they had through lockdown drills, which, you know, is the standard active shooter training for children. And the other side, we examined the police response, who did not follow their active shooter training and protocols every step of the way. They obviously did not engage the shooter immediately. They didn't set up a command post. They continued to call it a barricaded suspect, even as they were getting calls that there were victims inside the room, shot and dying, and that should always indicate that it is an active shooter situation. You do need to go in, stop the shooting and stop the dying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you all did a nationwide analysis of training in schools and how they prepare for mass shootings. What did you find in terms of preparedness of teachers, of students, and then of law enforcement?
Yeah, what we found was pretty jarring. So we found nearly 40 states across the country do require these lockdowns or active shooter training drills in schools, but only Texas and another state require the same for law enforcement on any sort of annual basis once they graduate from academy. So we see that officers typically are getting some sort of training in the academy, though that can range from a 4-hour block to a week-long block, so that's a lot of discrepancies there. And then once they graduate from academies, most states never really require them to take it again, which ends up resulting in this uneven, inconsistent approach, which we did see in Uvalde. And we examined the training of the officers who responded before the shooting specifically amongst the state and local departments, and found, you know, the smaller departments, Uvalde Sheriff's Office, had a much lower percentage of people that had training compared to, say, the DPS officers, the largest, department in the state with a lot more resources, sort of thing. So what we see across the country is this inconsistency to require any sort of standardized training statewide. And as we can see in Texas, that results in these sort of discrepancies among different departments.
And Lexi, you all found that there isn't really a clear consensus on how much training is sufficient. What, though, did experts say that schools need to do to ensure that students, staff are really better protected?
Yeah, well, on the school side, the standard across the country is at least once a year, which, some say maybe twice a year would be good, maybe quarterly, so they don't necessarily agree on that, as well as, on the law enforcement side. But what they do agree is you need it to be consistent. You need to build that muscle memory so that when you're faced with these circumstances and the stress and the noise of the gunfire and all these sorts of things, that you're immediately able to flip that switch and act habitually and just follow the steps that you've learned previously. So you don't have to think about it. You just automatically get into that mode and you're able to follow those protocols.
Okay, now I read through the article. It took me about an hour to get through. It's a lot. It's pretty,
a long one.
Yeah, pretty meaty. And then I watched the trailer for the documentary. For you, what stood out the most? We've covered this so much, but for you, what stood out the most throughout this entire process?
It's difficult to pick one thing. I think within the story specifically, and the documentary touches on this some as well, the details of what the children did, and it might sound easy that they stayed quiet, they followed their training by hiding, but when you think about the circumstances that they were in amongst their fellow colleagues who were bleeding, were dying, or had already died, it's pretty heartbreaking that is what we're putting children through, and that was the expectation and they did it. But the reality of that and the reality of what they were facing in that circumstance, to me, is what was very difficult to read, every time. So.
Yeah, okay. Well, Lexi Churchill from ProPublica, thank you so much. An extensive article. We will have a link to that on our website at kxan.com. David?
First warning weather with Chief Meteorologist David